All right. Good morning, and sorry for the hand in your face. This is Tracy Brown, your somatic nutrition therapist and attuned eating expert. And these videos this week are probably going to be not as popular as usual because realities are, I think, harder for people to hear than the feel-good messages, the things that make your, kind of like get to hear the things you want to hear, versus what I'm feeling like these times call for, to be perfectly honest. It is the end of September 2020 if you're watching this, and I'm not rambling for any good reason. It's like now it's been 6+ months since we entered this like weird time. And who knows when or what's gonna be next, but what I know is that it does feel like it's time for those of you that are a little bit more on the fence of like what authentically deep down in your gut needs to happen for your recovery. So a lot of you may be really new to my videos. You're like, what are you talking about? I just got started on this journey. I'm not really speaking to you. If you just started today, last week, last month, decide, life is short, and things can change and be taken away from us really easily and quickly. And so what am I doing acting as if I have lots of time to heal my relationship with food, or to stop hating my body, or to get the help that I know that I need, but I've been putting off because I felt like I could do it on my own. If you are just now getting into this work and you're watching this, and this is maybe your first video, or maybe it's your first 12, good on you. There's never a time like right now to get really good and started with doing what authentically deep down in your soul needs to be done. It's like, I've got to stop dieting. I've got to stop putting what other people might think about my body first place above my body's needs, so I can be present and learn how to grow through the arc of eventually feeling well. And what that's going to look like is sometimes it's going to feel messy at the beginning, and that's a part of the growth. Like, that will actually make you stronger to get to the place where food is just a non-issue. Like, what people think about your body doesn't provide this big charge in your gut every time you're around people who talk about food and weight. It just can be like, well, that's inappropriate, or like, wow, I'm so glad I don't do that anymore. But it doesn't make you even feel like that you're better than them because you don't diet anymore. It's just like, people make those choices and decisions based on the trauma they have or they haven't worked through, basically. So if you are somebody who's been watching me for a while, you've even worked with me, and maybe there's some things that in your gut that it's time to go there for, because like you've been ready but not quite ready. I got to tell you that I know that deep down in your gut authentically what needs to be done. Whether that is like, yep, it's time to get into that individual one-on-one or the coaching thing, or it's time to like actually do the thing I don't want to do, which is follow my meal plan and use the tools that I know that work in safe relationship. Or it's like, I know I'm tired. I am so tired of making meals and I feel really burned out. Then let yourself do the thing authentically now needs to happen. We'll take a break. Maybe it is reaching out to some neighbors and doing, and some people that are well and that you trust and in your circle that you can actually do some meal sharing or things like that, or actually get the meal plan box that you've been wanting to get that like gives you a break 3 times a week, and let yourself have that 30 minutes, a half hour back just to like sink into your chair a little bit more and rest. There are things that all of us know that like we're feeling called to do, and maybe we're putting off because it's new or we're scared about it, and it's okay to be afraid, but it's more about like letting that fear being transformative for you, letting that fear grow you. And so I'm just these are the messages this week. And in the last bit I'll put about that. These aren't going to be popular messages. I probably won't get tons of views on these because I'm pushing people to really look at their blind spots and be authentic about what they know they need. If you have the information and you know you need to eat more, if you have the information and you know that like the only thing that's going to help my binge eating is to create more boundaries and to really slow down to learn what I'm actually reaching for, what those emotions, which are actually just somatic memories, are pointing me to, and getting the right support to just, let's go there, let's get this cleaned up, let's get this done. And that will make us less codependent on what the world says. And even if they don't agree, or even less codependent on the parts of us that want to use defensive strategies to get through the day. You know, however, whatever we find ourselves dependent on, meaning what defensive strategies, what people, what institutions, do you feel like that, like if they could just be a little nicer to me or accept my body or whatever, then I could be okay? Is that we have to be authentic about, like, there are just some things that it's time to say goodbye to, whether it's your eating disorder, whether it's somebody in your life that just can't, at this point, stop being abusive to you around food and weight. And that could be a medical practitioner, it could be somebody in your life. Those are things that, like, we don't have time anymore to keep waiting on changing, because sensitive people who have trauma, the entities and the people and the institutions that they know how sensitive people work, you know, and they are going to prey upon them until they get a boundary, and then they move on, and then you're free. So you have to be the one that has the boundary. And the first place you look at it is actually just being authentic with doing what you know that needs to be done. So again, I hope you enjoy this video. I know it's not the most, like, super encouraging. It's just a little bit of loving truth telling that I think that we all need to have, because we're tired. And sometimes it's like, why are things so hard? Because probably there's some piece that we're avoiding taking the next step on that's creating a lot of suffering. So I just want to be the truth teller about that to you this week, because I don't think that gets said enough out there. And but the rest of the videos this week, I promise, will be a little bit more like, okay, so what do I do now? And anyway, so today is just a little bit of like, take some time to take a piece of paper and a pen and write down the places that you're still like, well, when this happens, or when they change, or when I feel more ready, you know, what part of you is telling you that? And that is that part happy, or fight, flight, freeze, or please? And when will you decide when it's time to be authentic to doing what you know you need to do? So I'm here for support about that. That's the thing, that none of us do this alone. I really think, and I'm going to talk a little bit more on Wednesday and Friday about, like, well, how do we actually push to the next step of this? Well, I've got some ideas for you on Monday or on Wednesday and Friday. So today, just be thinking about, what are you putting off, and what part of you is doing the tap dancing around that. Let's just be authentic, and that automatically will help you, like, okay, that's right, I know what it is. And you know, I'll just leave it at that today, because I have more I want to say, but I'll wait. So thank you all so much for watching. Please share this with people that you know that kind of need to hear some truth and love. And if this video is not relevant to you, no problem. But if something in you is stirring, then take some time with that and get real with it. And I'm here to support you to do that. So thank you all so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.